Stephen had an incredible start to the season. He's won this Ignis Player of the Month for April, largely to do with that game at Worcester, which was a phenomenal performance.
It was. He's bowled beautifully for Middlesex throughout the first part of the summer, and I think his progress was highlighted during the game against Worcestershire, where he took 14 wickets, including 9 for 37 in Worcestershire's second innings. Sometimes you might look at a performance like that and think, well, things went his way and he was a bit lucky, but that was fully deserved. He bowled beautifully and deserved the 9 wickets.
And in a sense it was an odd one, because I think Middlesex could have been following on. Vikram Solanki made sure they weren't, and he got his opportunity and took it.
He did. I don't think there'll be many games where a player's taken 9 for 30 of and ended up on the losing side, but I suppose it shows how disappointing we batted in the first innings. But no, the fact that I think the big thing for Stephen was having done well last year, taken 50 wickets, got through a first full year of county cricket, to then come back and to sort of almost carry on from where he left off, bowling even better. I think that's the most satisfying thing, and again it's highlighted the progress that he's made.
And how pleasing is it for you? We've just seen him do so well here in the Test match and get 9 wickets, and everybody, all the commentators, all the writers are saying he reminds everyone of you.
Well, that's nice. I mean, they've gone a bit higher up the pecking order as well, haven't they? There's McGrath and Ambrose that are mentioned too, but no, Stephen's a young man with outstanding potential. Obviously, that's got to be managed, as is his workload, and he's got to be looked after carefully. But yeah, we can get a bit carried away with ourselves, because we're talking about some of the all-time greats then, when McGrath and Ambrose and people like that. But he's made a great start, and hopefully he'll carry on from there. But so he's going to have a few bad days along the way, but I think he's got the mind to cope with that. He's got good people around him in his family and here at Middlesex, and hopefully, along with England, we'll get the best out of him over years to come, and he'll be remembered as one of England's better fast bowlers.
Clearly, though, you have had a very big influence on him.
And I'd say it's nice to hear some of the things that have been said by Stephen, and again, you read what other people have said too, but all I've done is sort of sat down and chat with him. You talk about bowling. I've sort of not really got involved in the technical aspect of his game, but I suppose in a slightly mentoring role. But no, most of it's down to Stephen. I mean, he's got a good head on his shoulders. He knows where he wants to go. He has a pretty good idea of how to get there, and he works very hard in trying to achieve that. So he's a pleasure to work with, and I'm looking forward to doing it for quite some time.
How has he developed? Tell us a little bit about when he came in, when you first met him, and how he's developed as a player since then.
I think the big thing, I mean, you're 6'8", you bowl at nearly 90 miles an hour, and you've got an action that allows you to sort of pitch the ball quite consistently on a good spot. There's a huge asset, so you've got a lot to work with in the first thing. I think the big thing that a bowler does is becomes more consistent. He's going to have some bad spells, some bad games, some matches where people sort of question whether he's as good as they thought he was after the Bangladesh Test match. But over a period of time, those days will be fewer and far in between, and he'll be sort of producing the goods more often than not. And all right, he might not always walk off with 9 wickets against his name. Sometimes he might only walk off with 2 or 3, but having bowled equally well. So that's why you want sort of people to just show a bit more understanding. They're the areas where he's going to improve.
Of course, problems these days, the way cricket is different than when you played, is now that England's gain is Middlesex's loss, in a sense.
It is, and I suppose we look at the start of the season, you think, well, if the season goes well for Stephen, then he may well sort of be pushing for a test place on the back half of the summer, but he got called up in the winter. He's obviously bowled extremely well now, and we'll see a bit more of him than we will see of someone like Owen Morgan, because Owen's going to be involved in the one-dayers, and you don't expect Stephen to be there just yet. But no, it is a bit of a blow, but I suppose the challenge for us at Middlesex is to try and produce the next Stephen Finn now, and having got him in the England side, which was something we take a huge amount of pride from, we've now got to try and make sure that bring the bowlers that we've got on, give them the opportunities that Stephen was given last year, and hope that they develop into a similar animal.